Yes, so today we're going to talk about the return offered by the Anchor Protocol, the 20% APY. I think people have asked whether this is Sharia compliant or not. Now, Anchor is a decentralized saving protocol which operates on the Terra blockchain. Now, very, very briefly, because we were out of time, Terra, it's like a decentralized payment network, and you can use it for Sharia compliant and non-Sharia compliant purposes. And Terra has got its own native token called Luna. Okay, and Luna is a stable coin. I'm not going to go into the details because we don't have time, but what I can say is that Luna token, the native token of Terra, is a Sharia compliant token. Now, Luna can actually be used, for payments. So there's reports that like even taxi drivers in part of Asia, they actually take payments in Luna tokens. Now, Anchor, which operates on the Terra blockchain, is kind of important to Terra, basically the Anchor protocol. And Anchor is basically a protocol. I would say that is the way I see it. It acts as an intermediate where borrowers and lenders can meet up, okay, and they can do their own dealing. So what actually happened on the Anchor protocol is that you have lenders that come in and they deposit their own stable coin on the platform. Okay, and the only reason why they would do that is so that they can earn. Obviously, they'll put it on the platform for borrowing purposes, and in that way, they will be able to earn a certain amount of interest. Now, how is the interest generated? This is the interesting part. Well, as I said, you have the lenders that come in with their stable coins, and then you have the borrowers that come in who want to borrow these stable coins. Okay, the way they're going to borrow these stable coins is that they first need to provide stakeable assets as collateral. So they're going to bring their own crypto, and they're going to lock it up onto the platform. Okay, and these tokens, they're locked up, uh, and eventually they're locked up for staking purposes. So Anchor basically has like how do you call it, a proof of stake mechanism. And when the borrowers come in and stake their tokens, as you know, staking usually entitle the staker to a certain reward. Okay, so you're gonna come in, you're gonna provide your own token. Yeah, it's gonna be locked for staking purposes, and the reward that is going to generate is going to be given to the lender. So the borrower comes in, stakes, that he wants to borrow the stable coins offered by the lender. To borrow, he has to offer some form of collateral. Sorry, and the collateral in this case gets used for staking purposes. So he's locked up for staking purposes, and these collateral, eventually they are called bonded assets. Okay, so at the moment, for example, like you have a B Luna. So B Luna is a bonded asset. So you come in, you put your Luna token as a collateral, and basically whatever reward you will, the how do you call it, these tokens they're going to generate, they're going to be distributed then to the actual lender. So in a way, the borrower doesn't pay the interest. If you look at it, he doesn't actually pay interest from his own pocket,
Gets
because the
rewarded.
interest amount is generated through the staking mechanism. Okay, and this is basically the 20% APY that we were talking about. That if a lender is providing stable coins, is entitled to 20% return on these stable coins. Is this Sharia compliant or not? The answer is that no, it is not Sharia compliant. Okay, and this return that you are getting it is in fact interest. It is in fact riba. Okay. Now, even though the borrower is not repaying you, you know, like an interest amount as such, because as I said, the reward is being generated from the actual collateral crypto. Okay. Even then, that is still a form of interest. Because remember, and I have mentioned it before, the actual definition of riba, the actual definition of interest from a Sharia perspective, it is any benefit that the lender, uh, derives from the activity of lending. So, if, for example, I am lending to Ahmed with the condition, that Ahmed offers me a service, or Ahmed how do you call it? Gives me extra money, or Ahmed, arranges for any type of benefits that I'm gonna get. That is interest. And in this place, on the Anchor Protocol, the benefit is basically in the form of the staking reward. So, i.e., what I am saying is, I'm saying to Ahmed, for example, I'm going to be lending you my crypto. You repay me my crypto later on. However, I want you to lock your token into this protocol so that whatever profit is going to generate is going to get to me. So, although the staking activity is a separate activity than the actual lending activity, but from a Sharia perspective, they're all connected. Understand? Because I wouldn't have lent you the crypto unless I would have known that I'm going to derive a benefit from it. Do you understand? So for that reason, it is non-Sharia compliant, and therefore I would advise everybody to not join this Anchor protocol for lending purposes. Similarly, the native token offered on the Anchor protocol, I think, is called ANC, which is a governance token, which entitle the holder to certain voting rights, but also entitled the holder with the fees that gets generated, on this sort of transaction on the platform. They're non-Sharia compliant either. So do not buy these tokens for resale purposes or anything like that, or do not buy these tokens, to benefit from the fees, because the fees is most likely, generated from non-Sharia compliant activities, and therefore it's gonna, the fees is haram basically.